Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show. And this is February 18th, 2022. Tonight's show, I am going to dedicate to all those incredible protesters out in Canada and all the wonderful works that they're doing. Now, I want to give you my perspective, because it's my show, on what I see happening on the earth. Now, the protesters are very human, and they are doing their protest in the right way, in love, totally no violence. But the government has gone after them with everything now they can think of, and the Canadians are getting hurt. So to me, it's like the Canadian government called in, which is reptilian, more reptilians, more people that will do works of evil to do their dirty work. And again, to me, it's like they've just declared huge war against humankind. Now, what I'm going to dedicate the rest of my shows to is doing energy work every single show. That is a priority. And the last time I invited people to join and ask for help was when we were doing World Enlightenment. Well, it's time again, but this time, the light workers need to wake up. We need to do our work. We are the magicians. We are supposed to help the people on the ground doing the work. We're supposed to help protect them in any way we can, well, with energy. It's on us. We've got to awaken, guys. We've got to do the work. So I'm asking you now, all over the world, I have over 500,000 people tuning in, and I'm hoping all of you are doing it because you want to do the energy work. This is your hour of service. So I'm going to ask you, if you really like what I do, that I want you to create a group. Go tell people about my show. Ask people to join in to do energy work. Get your crystals out. Make this a night of service. And let's get 1 million people tuning in, doing energy work. That's all I ask. We are having major movement now on the planet, and we've got to keep it going. And the more people we have joining in, the quicker it's going to happen. So please tell your friends and go get your crystals, and let's really amplify what we do and amplify the light on the planet. Now, when I mentioned that we are at war, again, my perspective is, and we're going to get back into World War II really quick, when Hitler was in power and the Nazis. And it's my belief, and Hitler had a 1,000-year idea of his idea of the Reich in power. So my truth is World War II never ended. The Nazis got sucked up into the United States, which is true, and that can be proven. They got put into the universities, into all the scientific endeavors, even into our CIA, the Secret Service, everywhere, because a lot of the people in the United States, people that were in corporations, already were Nazi sympathizers. And if you're going, what? Now, I just give you one example. I'm from Dearborn, Michigan, the hometown of Henry Ford. And what does it say about a person that when Hitler has only one picture on his wall, and that is of Henry Ford? Okay. All right. So now, during the time of World War II and Hitler's being in power, there's a little male baby being born, and his name was Klaus Schwab. Now, Klaus's family was Hitler supporters. They were in the industry, and Heil Hitler and all that. They were big time. So this is what Klaus was brought up on: Hitler and Nazis. So over the next 40 years, Klaus really tried to, and quite successful, I have to say, kept putting this Nazi agenda forward. He even created the World Economic Forum. And if you don't know what that is, you need to go look it up. A Nazi created it. So what he wanted, of course, is world domination, new world order, the Great Reset, where us little peeps owe nothing and all the big guys do. Okay? And I mean big guys, billionaires, kings, queens, okay, the corporations, not us. So for those 40 years, he would seek out people and train them. They're his proteges. One of his proteges is Jacinda, can't remember what her last name is, from New Zealand, the one that's really hardcore, pushing through this Nazi agenda of lockdowns, and you got to have the vaccine, and you got to have the passport, which is the keys to the kingdom. Well, whose kingdom? The Satan kingdom? Kingdom of Satan? I don't know, just asking. And he has more proteges. So anyone who is part of the World Economic Forum is either a Nazi or they are a Nazi collaborator, or they're in denial. Now, let's move over to what's happening in Canada and Trudeau. And guess who Trudeau is a protege of? Klaus Schwab. So Trudeau and the World Economic Forum has a lot riding on Trudeau, because if he goes down, all their other countries are going to follow suit and the people are going to rise, and they're really, really, really worried. Now, it's my interpretation of when a country or a city, a military, a governor wants to send in people to really disrupt and harm and break up a protest, a lot of times what they will do is bring in people from out of country. Why? Because then those people will not look at those people as protesters like their mother, father, sister, brothers, their families. They're strangers, so they don't care what they do. So you look at what's happening now in Canada again, where the truckers and all the rest of the Canadians supporting them, who only want freedom to live their lives again. No more lockdowns. And, if people want a vaccine, they don't care if you take it, but it's free choice. Stop lying to them. They see through the lies. It's not acceptable behavior anymore. People are not consenting to the new world order. So now, before today, you had police that were kind, were from Canada, and started kind of even, joining the protesters in sympathy. And today, you've got something totally different. You've got people beating people up. Let me reframe that. You've got people that are the police, that are part of the government, literally beating people up. And I even saw a video of them running down an old woman with their horses and not even think anything of it. I mean, they ran her down. We're talking evil. And I'm going to play you something really quick, and it's about one of the protesters and a witness that's happening, and to show you what's actually happening in Canada. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get into some energy work. And then the last 10 minutes, we are going to chant. And we are going to literally call down divine energy around all the police in Canada, any military, whether they're mercenaries, whatever kind of police, the Mounties, whatever, anyone that's at that protest. And we're going to call divine energy down around them and see if we can't help diffuse the situation. When we do that, I'm going to ask that you also join me and use the power of the spoken word and really chant out loud. And it doesn't matter if we're in unison or not. It just matters we're putting that energy out. So I want to show this to you, and it's really, really powerful. I want you to listen, and if you can, get visual.
Is a stain on this country that will take a very, very long time to clean out. The actions of the police forces deployed around Ottawa are beyond inexcusable, reprehensible, deplorable, immoral, violent. I saw a woman get butt stroked with a rifle. People's windows were smashed. They were hauled out of their vehicles. A friend of mine was trampled by cops. Friends of mine, wounded guys with their smashed up bodies that they put on the line for this country, were beaten by police, unarmed. There's no word. I'm having a difficult time finding the words right now, and I'll have a lot more to say later tonight when I settle in, and I'll do this on my podcast, I suppose. But this is a national tragedy, and it's still going on. It's still continuing. There's people trapped in a pocket downtown, and they're being trampled and pushed around and roughed up, and it looks like they're getting ready to gas them. They've got full riot gear, cops, batons, guns, M4s, C8 carbines, snipers, armored cars, horses. I saw a family get ripped apart. This was the most beautiful and positive thing I ever saw come out of this country. And how this government reacted was with brute force. And where is the savior Conservative Party, who said nothing for 2 years, and we came to this point because of those people, because of their weakness and inability to do what is morally correct. And now, this is where we're at, and there's crickets, nothing. You're trying to draft up a statement, Pierre? Why weren't you down there? You want to be Prime Minister? Sit down. Candace Bergen, sit down. How does that quote go? In the end, we don't remember the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. The Conservative Party is not your friend. Let's talk about friends for a minute. I said, whenever that was, time is a funny thing down here in this bubble, that the movement had been subverted from the top down, that government operatives had taken control and hijacked this, and that is exactly what happened. You have a Liberal Party operative in there who campaign managed for Marco Mendocino, who calling us terrorists, me specifically, though he doesn't have the guts to say it out loud because it is ridiculous as it sounds. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Who'd have thought? And you've got BJ Dichter in there, longtime Conservative Party operative, government operative. Whose government exactly? We're not quite sure about yet, but he loves to subvert movements. He tried to get into the PPC and spread all kinds of, the Muslims are the problem shit during the first election cycle with the PPC. He manages all of the online Canadian political personalities. Like Tom Quiggin, for example, his little friend there, who, works for CSIS. Oh, I'm sorry, he's retired CSIS. They're not truckers. How did they get there? How did they get to the top? Why are they doing all the talking? Who is this guy? And where is he now? And where was he today? He's gone. BJ's not in Ottawa anymore. He's fled, probably with the money. And he told everyone to go home and surrender. After it was too late, of course. After all these people were kettled in and being arrested, having their lives destroyed, having their finances destroyed, their bank accounts frozen and seized. Who knows how many people are being doxxed illegally, having their data hacked and stolen by criminal scumbags at the behest of the liberal government, who then use it to punish these people. People are losing their jobs for $25 and $100 donations to some people that just want their lives back. And they enact the War Measures Act, the Emergency Measures Act, to justify a violent and brutal crackdown on old people and women and wounded veterans. You beat wounded veterans in the street. You scum! No one will ever forgive you, and nor should they. Never, 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 never. This is my worst nightmare come true. The stain can never be removed. What you've done today will remain in the cognitive, the mindset of the Canadian people for generations. For generations. Are you proud of yourselves? Are you happy? You think this is over now? Do you think these people are going to go home and go,
Wow. Well, if that doesn't bring tears to your eyes to hear that, I don't know what to say. Now, the whole point is it doesn't matter where you are in the world. The World Economic Forum is coming after you. They're coming after all of us, just like Canada now. They want to take everything, all our money to digital. Why? So they can take it away from us. And look how easy it is now for them to take money from people that have donated for their freedom out of their hearts. And they weren't worried about having their money doxxed and their accounts frozen and their kids taken away from them and their insurance is canceled. That's what's happening in Canada. And I hope you share this because people need to know. And if we don't do our energy work, it's coming to a town to us. So it's up to us, guys. Like I said, let's do the work. So let's do the work. And yes, we're going to work on the police and Trudeau and his government. In the last 10 minutes, we are going to do chanting. And the chanting we're going to do is just simple. We're just going to call, may divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment, descend around them now. And that's it. And we're going to really, the more we call it down, it's going to happen. And then pay attention to what happens tomorrow and see how we've affected something or not, or pay attention. That's all I can say. And again, please tell people about the energy work we're doing for the world. The more people we have, the more effect we are going to have on what's happening. All right, let's do energy work. So for those, it can be simple. Put your feet flat on the ground. Put your hands right now in your laps like you're going to receive. And I want you to start breathing in light. I want you to breathe in light and exhale out everything that no longer serves you. And do that till I tell you to stop. And as you're doing that, I surround each and every one of you in a bubble of golden flame. I add to that the blue flame of protection, the violet flame of transmutation, the green flame of healing, and I seal you in the pink flame of love. And we're going to call to all your teachers, guides, masters, all the divine beings, the cosmic beings, the whales, the dolphins, the elemental kingdom, to join us and amplify our work. So I'm going to create bubbles of light, and we're going to put in the energy work in that bubble. And you're going to imagine the bubble over this huge, huge 100-ton crystal that's going to amplify our work. All right, so take a deep breath. As you exhale, feel yourself reconnect to the Creator and all this incredible energy come into your crown chakra, flow all the way down, out your upper chakras, your arms, your hands, into the center. We're going to form a bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in the World Economic Forum and everyone that's connected to it. and especially Klaus Schwab. We're going to ask if it's for their highest good that they now receive back their karma for what they are doing to the planet and have done to people now, and receive that karma over 100,000-fold. I'm going to step aside as it's returned to them. I'm going to ask Michael to come forth and cut all ties between Klaus and all the people in the WEF, all the CEOs and everyone that's connected to it. See all the overlays being removed off of the CEOs that Klaus has put on everybody. Cut the ties to any oath vows that they have taken with each other, with a group. Anything that Klaus has anything to do with. Imagine all that unwanted energy being peeled off of all of them like an onion skin. And as this energy is removed off of all of them, and Klaus brings their energy back to his energy back to him, see all those other people awakening and reconnecting to the Creator to become an awakened spiritual being that knows better. And we're going to ask their higher selves to help them all step forward in the light. And if they choose not to, which is their free will, we're going to ask their higher selves and guardian angels to put them all in a position of harmlessness. We're going to surround them in a bubble of mirror. The mirror faces them. It's 2 inches from their nose. And as long as they do their dark work, that energy stays contained in the bubble of mirror. But we're going to add the violet flame to it to transmute that energy so they have no forward movement. And this bubble of mirror stays up 24/7, 365 days a year. Now, around them, I want you to do a little bit of chanting for me. And it's the same chanting we're going to do at the end. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. Everyone in the WEF. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend down around everyone in the WEF now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend down around everyone in the WEF now. All right, fill that up with light and love, and we're going to take a deep breath and release it. And we give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So we're going to create another bubble of light, and in this bubble of light, we're going to put Trudeau, his government, and all the Canadian freedom fighters. And we're going to call to all beings of light to unite together as one, combining our creative energies. So let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me, I command. We call to Michael the Archangel to take his sword of blue flame to cut to pieces all plans and all energies that are feeding the Great Reset, the digital reset, and the transhuman slavery system, Agenda 21 and Agenda 30, along with the slogans, Build Back Better and New World Order. In your mind's eye, see all those plans falling apart as more people become conscious of their intent, which is to make a slave of the masses on the planet. See the awakened masses refusing to comply, creating a revolution of divine light, quantum leaping us into world enlightenment. Let's send energy to all the protestors in Canada and all around the world. It's standing for freedom. May they be sent all the resources they need to win. See their activism gaining worldwide momentum with people from all walks of life and cultures joining in. Let's now cut all ties and contracts between Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Parliament members, and Klaus Schwab, along with any member of the WEF. We call the higher selves of these decision makers to set their egos aside, releasing their state of mind, resulting in communicating with the truckers in a peaceful way to discuss positive solution. We call the higher selves of Justin Trudeau and the Canadian Parliament to help them step forward into the light of God and stand with the masses if they choose to side with the WEF, which is their free will. We ask their higher selves to put them in positions of harmlessness, replacing them with a human, or see them retire, wanting to spend more time with their families. We call the higher selves of all the decision makers in the Department of Justice in Canada to step and demand the government stop the illegal raids on the protesters, holding government accountable for any hurt or harm they cause. Let us remove all dark energy overlays over all the judges involved, ask their higher self to reconnect to the Creator and become awakened spiritual beings. Let us now cut all ties between the judges and the Canadian protesters, releasing all in jail without any bail or simply throwing out the case. Instead, see the government, all their security being tried for all their transgressions and going to prison, as well as paying all legal costs of the Canadian protesters that has been accrued. If Trudeau's government sends in the military, any police, mounted police, to hurt or harm any Canadian protesters, this also means bringing any outsiders in to be police, anyone from another country, anyone, anywhere that's not attached to those local people. And they've been brought in to hurt or harm the Canadian protesters. Let's cut all ties between them and any elemental they choose to harm, including all percussion grenades, all guns, including machine guns, sound cannons, stingray equipment, LRADs, sniper guns, letting them jam, unable to fire or backfire. This also includes all mace cans and taser guns. Now, they brought the LRAD equipment, which is sonar and energy, where it can actually burst somebody's eardrums and make you hurt really bad, also give you headaches and put thoughts in your brain. So around the LRAD equipment, we're going to place this huge mirror that's facing the equipment. And whatever energy, if they decide to send out, let it go right back to those people that are running the equipment, if it's for their highest good. Now, around all the protesters, and also in Australia, where they brought the LRAD equipment in, and that LRAD will literally put the body on fire and cause burns on the body, like first, second degree burns. Around that equipment, again, see big mirrors that's facing the equipment. Any energy it puts out, let it go right back out to the people that are in charge, that are running the equipment. We're going to ask the angels to go forth and do whatever they have to do to make that equipment break down, to see them move any wires that are loose, and do it in a way where they cannot find what's wrong with it, and those vehicles have to be towed back, the LRAD equipment, and removed from sight. Now, around all the protesters, let's place huge Faraday cages around all communication equipment. All around all the protesters. And that's going to block any frequencies sent their way so nothing can hurt or harm them. And we're also going to put Faraday cages over all the equipment the government is using. And again, let's place big mirrors in front of that equipment, returning that signal back to them so their equipment implodes. Now we're going to call to the higher self of the horses that they're using. And we're going to ask, cut the horses free from their masters that are trying to get them to hurt and harm people in the crowds. And we're going to ask the horses to refuse to cooperate. If they want them to go forward, see them just stand still and not move, or go backwards, or buck the person that's on that horse, and doing it in a way where no protesters will be hurt or harmed. So let's place huge magnets on all their computers so they stop working, as well as seeing all their computer programs being scrambled as we keep flipping the ones and the zeros. And we're also going to call and invite in all the birds. Oh, this is Canada. So let's call in the moisture and the dust and the snow to get into their equipment, the water, and do what it can to break it all down. We're also going to cut ties with all the drones in the sky. And again, we're going to call the violet flame through them, reconnect the drones to the Creator, fill them up with love, and command them to be neutral, to break down, to not work, to crash. And now we're going to send a lot of energy again around all the protesters, the protectors. Let them stay calm and at one with the Creator. And from that calmness, see them send out this energy of this huge wave of love. Such a strong energy vibration that the police just can't do anything. They turn to noodles. And they choose not to hurt or harm. And remove the energy overlay over Trudeau that's keeping him from communicating with the truckers and talking. And the Parliament from interfering and stopping this nonsense that Trudeau has called out, the Emergency Act. Now, for all those light beings and for all those police that are standing down, let's send them a lot of love, a lot of light, a lot of energy, and know we appreciate them. We appreciate all the people standing up for freedom all over the planet. And thank you, Canada, for also showing everyone how it should be done. And this is how the Hawaiians do it, in love and nonviolence, the Gandhi way. All right, fill that up with light and love, and we're going to take a deep breath and release it. And we give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, so we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in all the police, all the military, all the mercenaries, all the police, military, domestic, and foreign into this bubble of light in Canada. So let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, I command. We call to the higher selves of all police who has any intent of hurting or harming any earth protector, protester anywhere on the planet, especially that's protesting in Canada now, asking for your permission to help those police and law enforcement individuals to reconnect to the Creator, becoming enlightened beings at one and at peace with all humans, all life forms, and the planet Earth. We see all dark, etheric, astral beings that have overlays over any police law enforcement officer that is keeping them from connecting to the Creator. Be removed from them now. See these dark astral beings tied and bound. We send them through the violet flame to clean up their energies. We now send them back to the Creator, filling that space up with a divine being of light. As the police, law enforcement have this unwanted energy removed from them, we see them begin to reconnect to the Creator. Their hearts are now unblocking, so they have compassion. We now see the reptilian part of their brain begin to shut down, disconnecting them from all the satanic rituals that bound them together, resulting in the God brain being reactivated. Any police or law enforcement official who chooses not to evolve in the light, we command their higher selves and guardian angels, put them in a position of harmlessness now, replacing them with a human. We're going to call to the higher self of the police and ask, as they reconnect to the Creator, they lay down their arms and stand with the protesters. Doesn't matter what country they're from, what area they're from. If they've been sent out around those protesters in Canada, we're going to ask their higher selves to remove all dark energy overlay, whether it's they're there for money, power, they're psychotic, whatever reason. We're going to ask all that energy overlay be removed from them. Help them reconnect to the Creator, to become awakened spiritual beings that now see everyone as their mother, father, sister, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, people they would not dare hurt or harm. And instead, choose to get into harm's way and stand with the Canadian protesters, stand with the people. Let them have a conscience. We call to their families to talk to their husband and wives that are in the police department and get them to stand with the people and choose not to hurt or harm. And for those police officers that are choosing to stand with the people and choose not to hurt or harm, that are showing empathy, we're going to send them lots of energy and lots of courage to keep doing it. All right, fill that up with light and love, and we're going to take a deep breath and release it. I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, we're going to take another deep breath and going to create another bubble of light as you exhale. And in this bubble of light, we're just going to put the Great Reset, Carl Schwab, everyone from the World Economic Forum that's tied to it, and the people even beyond that. We're going to ask that all ties are cut between all their ancestors that think that they should rule the world. Remove all energy that binds them together, that ties them together. Cut all ties from their satanic rituals. Remove all veils of overlays over them so people see them clearly for what they are. And if they are reptilian, we're going to ask if it's for the highest good, their highest good, and the highest good of the planet and people, that they cannot hold their form and they shapeshift into what they truly are. And let this be a great awakening for people so they can see who is trying to run the planet and run humanity and hurt humanity. Let it be revealed. Let those veils be removed. We're going to ask that all ties with their plans are cut from the Great Reset, the digital reset, the fourth revolution, and whatever else plans they have for the planet. No more lockdowns. See that being removed. No more suppression. And we're going to ask them all to step forward in the light and start showing empathy and start working with humans and treating humans kinder and putting their money back into the humanity, what they have stole. Let it go back into the earth and into humanity, helping people. And if they choose not to go forward, which is their free will, we ask their higher self and guardian angel to put them in a position of harmlessness, replacing them with no one. If their corporations are abusing the planet and are being used for propaganda or any way to hurt or harm humanity, see them being ostracized. Let their names come out. Let them be seen. Let nothing else remain hidden. Let it all be brought up to the surface in ways no one will be hurt or harmed. And the masses will see it and be given divine inspiration on how to deal with it. Ooh. All right, now we are going to fill these beings up. We're going to send energy to their heart chakra. And we're going to ask that their reptilian part of the brain is closed and their God brain is activated. All right, we're going to fill them up with much light and love. And take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, guys, we are going to chant for the next 5, 6, 7 minutes. Okay, and it's going to be the same thing. We're going to direct this energy around all the police and the military and any mercenaries, police, military, domestic, or foreign, that's around the protesters in Canada. The more we chant it and the more you use the power of the spoken word and put a lot of energy into it, then the magic happens. And you're going to know what's going to happen because you're going to be able to see it on tomorrow or the next day. All right, grab your water. Ooh. And you have to admit, these people are definitely disconnected from the Creator. So when we put divine in front of this, we're calling down that aspect of the Creator that they're lacking, which is mostly everything. All right, so the chant is, and again, I don't have to say every time this is for the police, military, domestic, and foreign, and any mercenaries that are in Canada, that are around any protesters, any part of the country. So I want you to imagine in your mind's eye this energy, excuse me, just raining down on them. All right? May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend down around them now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. Come on, you can join in. This is really, really simple. And again, use the power of the spoken word. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around them now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend down around police now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend down around, all law enforcement now. Yeah, I think that sounds better. Law enforcement. Okay. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around all law enforcement now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend down around all law enforcement now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around all law enforcement now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around all law enforcement now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around all law enforcement now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around all law enforcement now. May divine peace, divine love, divine compassion, divine enlightenment descend around all law enforcement now. Whew. Let's take a deep breath and just release that energy. So let's do one more quick bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, let's put all the light workers on the planet. Everyone that's standing up for anything good, whether they're protesting on the streets or they're against Nazis or standing up for children, whatever that divine mission is, see them in this bubble. It could be just grandma going out to that protest. Now we're going to ask Michael to remove all dark energy overlays around these beings. Then as that energy is removed, see them all reconnect to the Creator to become an even more awakened spiritual being, filled with all these new possibilities on how to move forward in success without anyone being hurt or harmed. Send energy to their heart chakras and let that energy now go to anywhere in their body that they need healing. See all these beings recharge and regenerate and awake with all this energy tomorrow. And again, filled with all these new possibilities. See these light workers magnetize, become so magnets for light that they now draw to them everything they need, all the abundance they need to be successful, to fulfill their divine missions and have more than enough to share with others. Send all these divine beings protection. We command their angels and their guardian angels to do their job, protect those people, keep between them and harm's way. Now fill them up with love, fill them up with laughter and joy. And see this incredible mass consciousness, divine enlightenment of consciousness awaken. And fill that up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. Whew, and I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, guys, we need to close, so I want to do 3 ohms, and then we're going to ground, all right? Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. So be it. We give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So put your feet flat on the ground and feel that earth energy come up. And as it does, comes up higher, your legs. Feel yourself pull back in body. Become very centered, very clear-headed, filled with all these new possibilities. More energy, the earth energy comes up your legs. Feel yourself ground even more. If you have that stone called hematite, which I carry a lot of, this is what it looks like. Hold it and it will ground you. Or lodestone, another stone. If you can't do that, and if it's not terribly cold, go get dressed outside and put your gloves on, put your hands out on a tree of your choice. And just for 30 seconds, imagine yourself sending all that excess energy into the tree. And then ask the tree to send you energy back, and boom, you will ground. If you don't want to do that, eat something. That normally works. If you don't want to do that, then take a bath or a shower, and that will help, calm you down, pull you back in body. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and giving this energy. And again, bless you, Canada, for what you are doing, for showing on a worldwide scale what people can do in such a big country coming together. United States, we have no excuse. And send energy to all the truckers all over the planet now that are standing up for freedom, that are joining the Freedom Caravan. I mean, it's awesome. So you can chant, you can send them energy during the week. It just doesn't have to be one night. For those of you, I am censored from YouTube because I got my hand slapped for encouraging people to take masks off their children. Bad me. And now look what's happening worldwide. They're removing masks, saying that they're not worth anything. But anyway, I can't be on YouTube, but I can be on Twitter and LinkedIn and my Facebook page. So I do impromptu work during the week that I can go live. So if you want to join in, then join my pages, okay? Tell people about the service work of 1 hour doing world energy work. And you guys are going to get the energy too, because you're part of light workers. But it is an hour of selfless service. I'm not sitting there and doing, oh God, please bring me what I need. I'm not. I'm asking for, my prayers are for you. And this is how I was raised spiritually. You don't pray for yourself. You pray for others. And your friends pray for you. And that way magic happens. It's amazing. So yes, from now on, we are going to do energy work every Friday night. And I hope you join in. I hope you tell more people about it. I hope you get some groups together. I hope you get me up to 1 million people listening. Not that 500,000 people isn't a lot, because it is, but woo, let's double it, shall we? This is the time. This is the time the light workers really need to do their stuff. And on that note, this is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show on UPRN Radio. And I hope I see you next week. And again, you can check me out on my Facebook page, YouTube. YouTube, I do have shows up, but they won't be recent. Twitter and LinkedIn. All right. Good night, guys. And thank you for doing energy work with me tonight. It is important. And go Canada. Woohoo!